going on, guys? How we doing? Lit Wheels here in the house today, man. Doing my last show of the year. Not the last show of my last shows, but I believe the last show of this year. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do one tomorrow, so I figured I took some time and I said, you know what, I was speaking to a family member of mine that's been very helpful to me in my collection, right? And he says to me, yo, cuz, this was like a couple of days ago. He goes, why don't you do a show with your collection? Show your room, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because I've been seeing in the last couple of days a couple of videos from Montreal, diecast, a couple of different diecasters that they've been doing a show of their collections and stuff like that. So I kind of sat there and I thought about it for a little bit, and I said, you know, I started this collection in April of this year. April of this year is when I started collecting Hot Wheels. And my journey in collecting Hot Wheels pretty much started with, you know, I was able to come across a dream piece of mine, a dream of mine that I've been I've been dreaming of it for many years, as long as I can remember. And that dream was, you know, one day being able to own a 911. That car is the pinnacle of, I guess, a lot of car guys. You know, I understand we all are car culture oriented, and everybody, there's enough cars here for everybody. And don't get it wrong, man. I love each, like I said it on my videos before, I'm a car lover. I love cars, period. And especially when they're cars that become like iconic pieces, that become like modern classics, you know, and you guys know what I'm talking about. We already know these stables are Mustangs or stables, Corvettes, Camaros. I mean, from all these old school Hot Wheel guys that have been out in the game for a long time, I'm sure, you know, the muscle car era will never be forgotten. That era will never be put away. And it's funny because I come from my age, my stage, and let me get it right. You know, I was, you know, I'm not old, even though you guys see the gray hair and all of that. I'm not really that old. I mean, unless you consider 51 old. So, but you know, I feel like I'm the one that got stuck in the middle of the past and the future. And what makes it good about being stuck in the past and in the future is that you get to enjoy the present. So the present is really what we about. My era is about the present. So everything that is out in the present is good because it has a little bit from the past and it has a little bit from the future. So that makes us kind of like well balanced, right? And the reason I say I'm stuck kind of like in the present and in the past is because I didn't grow up owning muscle cars. I didn't grow up owning old Mustangs, old Corvettes, classic muscle cars from the 70s. Even though when I started driving in the late 80s, I got my license in 1988. I believe I could have gotten, you know, a classic car. And let me go where I'm gonna go with it. I was able to, like I said in a show of mine before, my first car was a 1982 Toyota Celica. So if you know, you know, a 1982 Toyota Celica is not the modern Japanese cars of nowadays. And it really wasn't the old classics from the 70s, because Toyota's been doing cars in the 70s. There was an old Toyota Corolla from 72. The Celica, if I believe it was a car that started somewhere around 73. These were the cars that started pushing, like, there was a gas economy back in that era, which the big V8s was kind of like really being gas guzzlers and blah blah blah. So they started bringing these smaller cars into the United States, and some of these cars started taking over the homes, the houses. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up with a 1982 Toyota Celica, which I remember came with a 22R motor. If I'm not mistaken, it was a 22R motor. And that car had I want to say it was actually a carburetor car. It was a carburetor. I don't believe that car was a fuel injected yet, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Back then, I don't remember, because since I was only like 16 when I got that car, you give a 16-year-old kid a car right now, he won't know pretty much. I mean, he don't even know how to drive a stick shift, for crying out loud. That's just the era that we live in. So, you know, you think about it, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, so I had that car for a couple of years. Then I moved up to a different city here in Florida, and I ended up trading that car, selling that car, and getting what was called my first sports car. That was the first car that I got into the sport car kind of world. It wasn't a sport car back. I mean, it wasn't considered a sport car like exotic, like a Vet or anything like that. But if you remember, these RX-7s back then in 1987, 88, this was a 1983 RX-7. That was the first RX-7 that I ever got to after I left my 82 Celica. I got an 83 RX-7, and boy, the difference of power from one car to the other was astonishing. So what happens? I start learning how to I got with a couple of friends over there that I knew in the Central Florida area, and these guys knew how to work on these cars, jet out the carburetors, take the muffler in the back, take off the catalytic converter, strip it out. And we started messing around with these cars when I was 18 years old. Started working around with RX-7s with rotary engines. And boy, I had some friends over there that these kids back then, bro, they were like Einsteins, man. They were learning how to jet out the carburetors, port them intakes, and we started working those cars. And then our favorite thing to do on the weekends after we worked on the car was, of course, go out in the streets, race one another. But there was a goal of ours. I mean, at least to me and a couple of friends that I had, there was a super goal that I had while we were doing that. And that goal was to beat, back then, the famous street racer, which was the Mustang GT. That was my goal, to get this little 1.2 12A, which is considered a 1.1 liter engine, if you know about that, with two rotors, and try to get that car to beat the famous 5.0 on the streets. And if we were able at least to race those cars and stick first, second, and third to right there, man, we thought we had a winner. So yeah, so it wasn't considered the JDMs back then, but I felt it like I was part of that culture that started in the world of JDMs. I'm not saying I created it. I'm not saying I did none of that. No, but I'm saying that I was a part of that era before, 10 years before Fast and the Furious came out in any of those Hondas, because then in the late 80s, not 80s, I'm sorry, in the mid 90s, then the Honda Civics, they started coming in with those little SI VTECs. Yeah, I remember there was a Honda Civic that was always giving us a headache. There was two of them. It used to be the Honda CRX, the SI model. That little sucker was a banger, bro. But you know, and that culture just started picking up to where we are nowadays, where you got Civics that run faster than Bugattis, for crying out loud. So, you know, that's why I consider myself part of the past and in the future. What I'm trying to say with all that I just said there in the last 6 minutes is that that's how much I love cars. So it doesn't matter if it's a Mustang, a RX-7, or my dream car, which was the 911. I finally was able to get that dream car at the age of 50, and that, which happened last year in July of, actually it happened it was April, I believe it was March of last year that I was able to obtain my dream car. That's when I started collecting Hot Wheels. So my collection, not last year, I'm sorry. Yeah, last year. So my collection is basically was born in March or April of 2023 till this day. April 2023 till this day, which is a year and a couple of months. So when my cousin said, why don't you do a video of your collection? I said, wow, it's kind of hard because I see some of these collections of some of these guys, man, and my little room is really not, it can't compare. But hey, I always said one thing on my videos, that I was gonna be honest with you guys. We don't edit. We throw it as raw can is. This goes from this phone to your TV. So, yeah, why not? I'll give you a little show of what I got in the last year and a half or whatnot, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, it's fun putting all of this together. It's fun. I think I have a nephew. One of my nephews today posted a thing of a guy. It's like a meme, like a joke meme that said, I don't know if to buy parts for my car or my Hot Wheels, if to spend my money on buying parts for my car, my real car, or to spend my money on buying Hot Wheels. And that's true. That's kind of true. I mean, you think about it. Sprite, I'm not sponsoring it. I'm just talking about it. But yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna give you guys a small little tour of my room since I've seen a couple of guys. So I'm gonna take my cousin's advice. I'm gonna go ahead and be bold enough to do it. This is not, there's pieces out there. I've been so impressed with some pieces out there that blow my mind with the prices of these things. It's nothing it's nothing. I mean, my whole dream is, my goal is not dream, I'm sorry. My goal is to have a collection that has a stable position on it, meaning that is solid. I told you guys in videos, I love collecting watches. I love stuff that has an artwork, that has craft into it, that has a lot. And in this little journey of Hot Wheels, you know, getting all these cars, seeing cars that I had in real life and whatnot, I've seen that the craft is there. I've said it before with Hot Wheels, Mattel Creations doing their releases. I mean, Mini GT, all these companies that are doing all of this. I love with Lamley, they're doing, I think it's the battle of, you know, which diecast is going to be the baddest diecast of 2025. They compared Hot Wheels, Mini GT, Cato houses, I think Tarmac, you name it, and they have compared them all. And it's awesome to see that Hot Wheel, one of the releases from Hot Wheel this year, is literally going up for runner-up. And if you know which Hot Wheel that is, we already know which one. Oh yeah, listen guys, by the way, for Christmas I had an amazing time with my daughter and my kids, my grandkids. We went up to Orlando, man. It was 2 weeks of nothing but heavenly. Y'all seen the last video, my grandson that said I never gave him Hot Wheel. Well, that kid left Florida with over 100 Hot Wheels. So I told him, next time you tell people, when I do a video with you, that you didn't get no Hot Wheels with me, well, they're going to see me probably hug you in front of TV. Give you a nice little tight squeeze. Nah. But yeah, so that was the last video that I did, which was like about a week ago or 2 ago. So all that other time we've been spending it with them in the parks. We went up to Gatorland. We did a couple of stuff over there. I met up with my other grandkids. My grandson Johan over there, the one that with the birthday, if you guys know the last video. So we had a blast. Anyways, so my daughter Kayla and her husband David, they made me my official first shirt. And yeah, I know it's kind of big. I mean, I'm a big guy, but it's called Lit Wheels, man. And look at that, man. Isn't that awesome? I mean, I love my shirt. There's a song that goes, I think Hot Wheel has a logo, Hot Wheels. I be listening to that tingling in the back of my head. Lit Wheels. It has me going crazy. But anyways, guys, listen, if I offended or I know that's not my music, I'm not my beat, but you know, anyways, so yes, she made me that shirt, so that shirt is awesome. So yeah, so Lamley Group, they're doing that battle of the Hot Wheel of to see which one is gonna win, and it's amazing to know that I think this one got eliminated. The Rexy got eliminated. I think the Mini GT is still out there. I don't know if it's actually a runner-up. So I'm so excited to see who it is the one that's gonna take, who's gonna take that win, man. That's gonna be so cool. That's gonna be so amazing to see who's actually gonna take that win. But yeah, without further ado, like I said, I want to give you guys a little tour of my collection. I have some of my little figures here. And if you know these little figures, to keep them standing, man, especially these two little guys right here, him and her. Boy, they're hard to keep standing. I mean, I know there's a little tape that you put on the bottom, but we'll go ahead and keep them out of the equation for now, so you guys don't have to get worried about that. In my collection, guys, I do have cars that are loose. Like I said in another one of my videos, I like to go ahead. I started doing like the wheel swaps and all of that. This Toyota comes from a 5-pack. I love the color. I love actually how they did like the TRD colors on it. They put the TRD colors on it, and I think that thing looks so amazing. So I was able to get some of the rubber wheels from the packages from Mattel, the ones that they be selling for the trucks, and we were able to put that on there. She looks amazing. I mean, she looks so good. I painted the quarter panels on the corner. I painted them black. I painted that kind of like a gold, gave it that TRD look, and man, she is a banger. But like I said, let me go ahead and give you guys a little tour of my little room, my little collection. And like I said, what got me started into this a year ago and a half ago literally was the dream car that I was able to obtain. I said, I'm gonna start with a couple little Porsches. I started going to the store and buying little Porsches here and there, and I was like, oh my God, this is my dream car, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to get my dream car. I wanna get all the Porsches that I can get. Next thing you know, I met up with a friend in the store. He kind of gave me a little heads up. I had a friend of mine, that next door neighbor on a shop where I keep my car at, that said, look, you know, I used to go to his shop. He does window tintings. That boy had Hot Wheel collection galore, and I was so like impressed with that. Nevertheless, my brother Mo has been collecting all his life, but I always kept that, like I said in videos before in the beginning, oh, that's what he does, that's what he likes, that's okay. Nowadays I look at him and I'm like, we're going to see what kind of Hot Wheels he's got or I got or blah blah blah. Okay, let's trade or let's do this. Same thing with my cousin up in New York, guys that been collecting not just Hot Wheels. That one over there collected every toy that you could probably think of. I remember going to his house up in New York, visiting him. His basement was like, bam, like there was stuff there like crazy, man. I was like, Jesus, cuz, what the heck? And nowadays, we also get to enjoy each other in collecting. We have family members that go out to other states. I got cousins that have gone to Japan, Colombia. People, friends, and family, they go out, they come back with a Hot Wheel from wherever they at. Guys, it's been an amazing journey. That's all I gotta say. I personally feel that it's brought me closer to a lot of family members in one way or the other without even realizing it. And it's awesome that we can do things like that. I listen, man, this thing is, you know, like I said, collecting is amazing. For those of you that are doing, big ups to you. Congratulations. Hope you continue to find the stuff you like. And if you can't, I know sometimes we, you know, when you're collecting, listen, there's a piece you want, there's a piece you're going to get. We're blessed to sometimes find them on the pegs, find them in the boxes on the pallets, come across them in different deals or whatnot. But listen, man, just keep on doing it, man. It's amazing. Today, me and my wife, we spend it like from 10 o'clock in the morning. Today's my last day of my vacation. And I say, you know what? I want to know what it feels like to go from early in the morning to all the afternoon, hitting Targets, Walmarts, everything that I can think of. And if I found 3 cars in the probably 8 Walmarts that I went to today, and 6 Targets, and probably 12 Dollar Trees, I think it was too much. Anyways, without further ado, let's turn this camera around and let's show you guys my collection. Boom, I'm gonna start, you know, it's gonna jump all kinds of stuff. I don't have it organized of what's what. I got pretty much everything, you know, all mixed up. These are transporters right there, the Toyota with the Supra. Forgive me about the lights. I know that the light action is kind of like a little crazy. Like I said, this is raw and uncensored. Those are my transporters right there. Some of the pieces that I got on the corner, if you can see on the left, there's gonna be some matchboxes that I kind of gravitated to and I like them, so I figured I'd grab them. That's all. Those are mine's, my transporters. Then down here on the bottom, I got this little section here. Is a couple of special cars, old school blue cars that I have that are pretty cool. I'm crazy with that Porsche. This Honda Civic, I got it. It's an old school Honda Civic. My cousin gave it to me from from New York. And then he gave me the one that was upside down, a factory error. And I was able to find it correct at Whatnot. Like you guys already know, I highly recommend Whatnot all the time. This is kind of like my Toyota section, again, with a couple of premiums there, all these Toyotas. Then all of a sudden it kind of like jumps up to the Mazdas. There's a couple Supras there. It jumps up to the Mazdas RX-7s and all of that good stuff. I love Mazdas. You guys already know that I started with the Mazdas, and there we got some couple of premiums. We got a couple of premiums right there. Yep. And like I said, I got a couple of Lucy's, and I'm going to show you guys a lot of these. I bought them at Home Depot, and they're like those divider things that you come and put them together and you cut them to what you want. And I slide the cars in there individually. I did the same thing there on the top, as you can see. I got my star stripes right there in the middle of the room. I like the way that design did the flag. I got, you know, Hot Wheels. I did my couple of lightings up in the top. And, you know, please don't, no, nothing personal. This is my Hot Wheel room. There it is. I'm the United States President, number 47. There goes him with his Hot Wheel truck. And here are some of my Lucy's. And if you know about these, what I do is, these are at Dollar Tree. You buy them. I take the lid off and I use the case and just use them to put some of the cars in there. You could, you know, it holds up to 6 cars and 8 if you want to use the top. There goes some other of my cars that I keep there. This is like my little workstation here. I do all kinds of stuff there. My workstation, I do my drill the wheels and all that good stuff. There goes a couple of Chases, couple of mini GTs, M2s. Then here we continue. I got the Hondas. This is kind of like my Honda section with my cool combis, couple of cool combis, and a couple of cars that I have there. As you can see, there goes my Honda Civic, my Civic section, Hondas, not just Civics, but there's a couple of Preludes there. I think a couple of CRXs, S2000. My dream car to find is right there, and that's, if you know, you know. It's that, I believe it's the 2019 Porsche GT3 RS, the purple. I have reached out to some friends, collectors, to see who has it. If anybody has it, give me a shout. If you want to work a deal, I'm interested in getting it. I need that car like extremely bad in my collection. It's really my ultimate goal car to get. Yes, I know it's out there. It's the prices I get it. Try to see what's the best deal I can get, guys. I know that at any given time, I'll go ahead and pull the trigger on it, and we'll go ahead and get it in there. Here are some of my little displays in my shelf. There's one of my dioramas right there. Of course, we got a couple of the Redline collections in there. That Ford Mustang GTD, I put some rims on it. I did a little custom work. I'm not an expert in custom work, and I just do the best I can. One of my figures decided to stand up and stay standing. He's pretty cool cat. There's a couple of my Fast and the Furious sets. Those are not the premiums, but the small cards. Then I got my pro race, pop race, I'm sorry, and a couple of the Johnny Lightning Supras and all that good stuff. I got my transporter with the Elite 64s down there. I got a couple of the dioramas, those diorama cars that come, a couple of sets with that. And then up here, we start with some Ino 64s and a couple of other good stuff. My custom cool combi from Louis Vuitton. You already know the Honda Odyssey, couple Ferraris. I did some of these. I did the Wheelworks. There goes a couple of my Lowrider Monte Carlos from Redline Collection and a couple of other Monte Carlos. There goes some of my custom works right there. Custom work and my little detailing dudes. There goes that Supra from Redline Collection, the Chevy Silverado, the Chevy C10, the King Cab, that's a custom Porsche, the M3, the BRE Datsun, the Datsun 180, and then of course there goes a couple of the Redline Collection section right there. There goes that Redline Collection. This is a good piece right here that I was able to obtain from the collectors convention. I'm looking for the yellow Porsche too. Is another car that it's on my site. The black RWB Porsche. There's some Porsches that I'm really looking after, that I'm in the search for them. There goes some more of my Redline collections up there. Then I continue with a couple of the Nissan mainlines, of course, and some of the premium mainlines. So all this section right here is kind of like a Nissan section. And it continues right there with some of the Toyotas, the Mitsubishis, the Evo, Nissan, Acura, Subaru. And then, of course, I got some AWs right there, some AWs. That's Paul Walker's blue Tech Fuel, I think, the Tech Fuel from Johnny Lightning, where we have the color custom car from Dodge with all the different color variations that they released it at. There goes that RX-7 that I said. I went from one of these to one of that, even though this was a Celica GTS, I believe, kind of slash Supra, but I was able to get, that was my first fast car in my that I own. Got some of the BMWs right here, some of the small BMW collection pieces right there. Let me try to go ahead and speed this up a little. Down here it continues. I got the whole modern classic new set there. I'm missing, you already know, I'm missing the chase. Then up here I got some of the Fast and the Furious sets, some of the Fast and the Furious pieces. Let me make sure I don't get hit by that fan. There they go. Fast and the Furious pieces. I'm sorry that I'm kind of like scrolling right through this. Then when you come down here, boom, I got some more Nissan Skylines and GTR R34s, R33s, R32s. They're all there. Sorry for the lighting, guys. I don't think I got enough light here, but there they continue to go. It continues to be more R32s, R33s, R34s. There they continue, the neon Porsche, track day Porsche 934 and the 964. Then a couple of modern class 90s Hondas, the custom Gucci Honda, the Legends S2000, a couple more Hondas there, a couple of other pieces there. And of course, over here it goes to some of the Hot Wheel classics. My little old school section right there. I also obtained that from a cousin of mine's up in New York. And then I got some of the Cato House bad boys here. Those are some of my Cato House pieces, which I got a case that I sent to get built just to put all my Cato House pieces in there. There I got some movie pieces on the left and a couple of main lines with a couple of majorettes. The majorettes that I have, you already know, they're a couple of R30 GTRs. Custom GTRs, and then most of them are Porsches and a couple of main lines there that you already know that are there. There we go again with some of those boxes. There goes my picture that I got at Hobby Lobby. Also got a few nice pieces up there that I'll be collecting from M2s. Those pieces that come with the little guys, and pretty cool pieces that are there. Down there I got a couple of chases from M2. There you go, couple of 5-packs, Zamax set, my Optimus Prime. Then here we go to the two cars, which is, we have the Porsche, we have the Audi with the RA. The RA I think is the Supra set. There you go, Skyline set, the Nissan, that lowrider hard body. Mitsubishi and the Evo, RX-7 and Miata, the BRZ and the Lexus, and a couple BMWs, a couple of the Bugattis, the trucks, and then of course a couple of more Fast and the Furious sets there. And it continues on that corner over there with a couple more premiums and main lines. And then on the bottom over here is my Ferrari collection, which we got a couple of notable pieces, super treasure hunts, the Miami Vice Ferrari Testarossa, the Ferris Bueller's Ferrari. We got a couple of pieces there that are Ferraris. Yeah, a couple of awesome pieces right there. And then this Majorette set, the Japanese series set, I was super happy that I was able to find it in the store. It's not the greatest thing, but I love it. I think it's an amazing piece. Y'all give me your comments on that piece right there. Let me know how you guys feel about it. I think it's an amazing piece. Then I got, of course, my Disney Pixar. Some of the cars from Steve McQueen, and especially the Pizza Planet, which I got it in the Hot Wheel. Then, of course, I've been to the stores and I've been able to been blessed to ask, and they have given me some of those cardboard things, and of course we pack them up with a couple of cars in there and pretty much stuff them up. I do like I said, I do whatnot shows. So yeah, we have sold, there's a Chase piece from Star Wars, then a couple more movie pieces, Knight Rider, Back to the Future, the Superman, the Deadpool, Batman, Barbie, and the Coca-Cola M2. That's a little thing that came out that I went crazy and I had to put it right next to my thing. And then of course we continue to go, and here we go. We have, oh boy, there he is. That's the runner-up for the year right there. That's the runner-up for the year right there. There goes the track day. I was able to get this box that I had pre-ordered, and I was blessed with the Chase inside of it. So I was super happy, super stoked with that. I did a show on that. Also, here goes another M2 Chase, my 67 Nova Super Sport. Then we continue up here and we have the Paul Walker set, complete Paul Walker set. Awesome set, man. Gotta give it to them. They did awesome on that set with my white Supra. Of course, my Hello Kitty. Then I also have this two-piece set, the Nismo, the R34. And then I got a couple of nice little trucks that I used to be crazy with back in the 90s, which was the Cyclones and the Ford Lightnings. And you already know about those bad boys. We ain't got to talk too much about those. I was able to find this one without, it was a factory error, and I was super happy. We were able to get this one at Whatnot for $6, that cool van on the corner. My Elmo, my Simpsons, my other Hello Kitty, Scooby-Doo. And guys, that's pretty much the collection 2024. What is it gonna look like next year at the end? I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of changes depending on what comes out. I pretty much, you know, I do sell and Whatnot. I do carry the Whatnot platform to get rid of cars. I started it like 4 months ago, I think, and I've sold over close to 700 cars. 700 cars have been sold. So that's pretty much what feeds this collection. You know, we sell and we get more. We sell and we get more. Take out the walls and just keep, you know, almost like what you do with your cell phones. You know, you kind of like keep upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. So like I said, man, what got this started was just being able to obtain my dream car. Not rich or anything like that. I do work from 9 to 5. I've been, by the grace of God, working in this place for over 11 years now, and that's been a blessing to me. I've been through a lot of ups and downs and all kinds of stuff, and I gotta tell you, man, God is good. If you put God first in your life, everything else lines up. So my biggest goal for 2025, I don't have no goals. I only have one petition I want to say, and that petition is that God's presence is there before me, because I know that if that presence is there before me, everything else will align. Whether it's good or bad, it's going to be for the good of my life and my family. So that's basically how I function. I mean, I continue to tell you guys every time I finish a show, I'm not ashamed of the gospel. I believe God is the ultimate thing in my life. I was told before, keep your religious thoughts to yourself. Well, you know, this is my channel, and I have the right to say what I want. If it offends you, I'm sorry. You can fast forward it, or, you know, I'm not here for become a famous YouTuber or anything like that. That's not my goal. My goal is to share my hobby and my passion with you guys. So in those journeys, sometimes not everybody sees eye to eye, and I respect that. Like I always say, we have the rights to say what we have to say. And, you know, nothing but love though, man, with respect. I can agree to disagree with you and shake your hand at the end with no problems and put it to the side, man, because overall love is first, man, and that's my key. So yeah, that's basically how my whole collection journey kind of pretty much started. So another piece of my collection is, these are the cars that I started with in the beginning. So I'm going to give you a quick close-up and you're not gonna see it that good because it's kind of dark. But it's some of my Porsches. That's really what I started my collection with right there, collecting some of these Porsches and stuff like that. Then my dream was always to go to the Porsche dealer and buy a real car there. That hasn't come through yet because I bought mine through a personal owner, which is actually kind of good. It's not bad, especially when you meet somebody that takes care of their car and they know how to take care of it. It's been an amazing piece. I have enjoyed it. Me and my wife have taken in it. We have gone to different places with it, and it's never given me a problem. Porsche dealers certified it with their oil inspections and all that good stuff. So I've been blessed, man. I can't complain. So anyways, without no further ado, this is the state of my collection, my little humble collection. So God bless each and every single one of you. I don't know if I'll do a video tomorrow or not, but I'll tell you what, man, 2025, man, jump up in the air and collect everything you can. May God give you guys a lot of blessings in health and prosperity. Peace, one love, and see y'all on the next one.